Hi, chat. My lighting. There we go. Hiya. Sorry, I was eating a Jaffa cake. How are we all doing today, chat? Are you all having a wonderful day? I just got back out. I just got back in. We went out. Why is that so prominent today? It's fine. We just got back. Me and Amy did. And today's my stream day, and I was like, I gotta stream. You're very sick. I hope you feel better. Hope you feel better, lovely. How are you doing? Oh. Lady Banana Peel, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I'm doing better than I was earlier. That's for sure. If you follow my alt Twitter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The tweet kind of blew up. It has like 20k likes. Wasn't expecting that. It was just a rant post, really. But apparently it's a universal experience to have it's a universal experience to have shit gynecologists. So slay. Really. Okay, I fell in the stairs in the starting soon. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Today, I'm not gonna be live for too long, chat, purely because I've been awake since 9 a.m. waiting for that damn call. So, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a yap about that. Yo! Ash, thank you so much for the 10 months. Oh my god. We will probably be having a bit of a yap while we're drawing about it. I'm only gonna be live for about an hour or so. Warning right now, in case anyone in here. Hi, Allie. I love you so much. Warning for anyone who doesn't like talking about AFAB reproductive systems, aka uterus, ovary type beat periods. If it's something that makes you uncomfortable, I'm just letting you know we will be probably talking about that today. So, just a little heads up. I know some people can get uncomfortable by it, not because they're like, ew, period, but because of dysphoria reasons. So no worries. You're all good. Just letting you know that. Letting the VOD viewers know that too. Hi, VOD viewers. Love you. Make sure to subscribe. But yeah. I'm setting up this iPad real quick, chat. I forgot to set it up because it was charging right before stream. Because I did forget to charge it when I left. Hi, VOD viewers, guys. Can we get some hearts in the chat for the VOD viewers? You'll love to see them. To that one VOD viewer that is still commenting, asking me about is it always sunny in Philadelphia? I've never seen an episode of it. I don't know why you're connecting me to it. Is it because of Danny DeVito? Wait. I think I've just cracked the code. That makes sense. Really. You're pretty such handsome. I don't know what you prefer. I don't mind any compliments. I'll take anything. Thank you so much, lovely. But anyways. Chat, today we're going to be drawing some sub alerts. That's what we're doing. Probably going to get 1 or 2 of them done. Again, because I'm only going to be live for an hour or so. We're 72 by 72. And then I have that canvas ready. We have this. Hold on, let's... There we go. Anyways. Anywho's. This is what we've done so far. We've done the badge for the potato and the corn. You might see them in chat. That is cool if you do. I saw the potato one earlier on and it made me very happy. So. Music's quite loud in my ears. Where am I going? Where am I going? I want this one. Okay. So. Our next one, here we go. Here are our options. We can do, I'm going to let you guys choose. We've done potato and corn already. Today we can do broccoli. Which one would you guys like for the third one? Why is this being weird? You not. We've done corn. We've done potato. We've done corn. Would you guys like broccoli, leek, or radish as 3? You want to do? Should we do a poll? Amy, thank you for the 28. Wait. Wait, Sarah Navi, thank you for buying the merge. Also, thank you, Amy, for the 28 months. By the way, chat, I was gonna say this at the start of stream, and then I blanked. But Sarah Navi reminded me. I now have prints available on my shop. Thank you so much for the sub, Jaka, Comka. Thank you so much for the sub, lovely. I'm so sorry, I read that wrong. But yeah, I now have prints available on my shop if you would like to go get one of them. There's only one available right now. But it is exclamation point merch. It is literally the first thing on my merch website. I'm very happy with how it turns out. The quality is actually really nice. Wait, hold on. Should I go get it? Amy, if you're watching the stream, can you go get my print from downstairs? I love you. Amy's recording. Never mind. You guys don't get to see it in person. The print is good quality though, I promise. It's really nice. And yeah. Please go buy it. I made them really cheap so people would buy it. It is going towards my moving out fund for the new house. Hope you enjoy them. It is Guqqie, yeah. It's actually a wallpaper that I made for my tier 3s on Patreon. So if you want the actual full digital bit, you can subscribe to me on Patreon. Let me do a poll. How do I do a poll? Guys, I'm a streamer, I swear. Which 4, 3? Broccoli. Leek. These are all probably spelt wrong. I'm so sorry. Yo, setting something for the view for the raid. My brain is broken. I'm so sorry, lovely. Thank you for the raid, lovely. My voice also went weird there. Thank you, thank you. Hope we had a good stream. What were you guys up to? Oh, also, I changed the points. I changed our points. They're no longer star fragments. They are now goose feathers, which I thought was cute. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I love it. Sunset, I hope we had a good stream. You have played Minecraft? Yo! I did leak for George, so true. These are all still gonna be done. This is just gonna be the 3rd one that, like, not tier 3, sorry, 3-month sub. Also, my hair feels very pretty today. I can't show it to you, but it's like braided in the back. I did it before we went out. And I was like, wow, I had the vision in a dream. So. Also, a lot of people didn't recognize me today because my hair is purple and they didn't know my hair was purple. So, like when we were all leaving, everyone was like, wait, Guqqie. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, wait, you're purple now. And I was like, yeah. Looks like Abigail from Stardew. Thank you. Purple. And then me and Ollie were like, Daisy's favorite color is purple. Yippee! I think broccoli's winning by a little bit amount. Matters. Gonna be lurking. See you, Ale. I love you. Alrighty, chatters. It's time to make broccoli. Oh, that's my gaming screen. Purple. I'm purple. Okay. So, let me have it. We're gonna have a chat about what happened to me today, chat. Because you're all gonna listen to me yap about my morning and what happened to me. So, picture this. I get a letter about 3 months ago. And it's from my gynecologist. And he's like, hey Guqqie. we're gonna have a little meeting. We're gonna have a little meeting. And like a little call, a little catch up. Yeah. We've had them before. That he's not shown up for. He goes, yeah, we're gonna have a little call. And check up and see how you're doing. And I'm like, oh, that's great because I've not gotten my period since August. So I was like, that's great. Okay, awesome. Fast forward to, and on the letter it says on the morning of the 29th. So I didn't know what time. So I wake up at 9 a.m. I've been up since 9 a.m. And I was like, yep, this is fine. And I get the call at 11:30. And it's a 10-minute call. I depicted most of it on Twitter. Because I was actually boiling with rage after it. First of all, my gynecologist did not show up. It is a different guy. A different guy that I've never spoken to before. And I was like, okay. Assuming he has my files. Right? He's like, so what am I calling you for today? And I'm like, for PCOS. Because I have PCOS. And he was like, okay. So, like, what's your cycle like? Like, what's the situation with that? And I was like, oh, okay, glad you asked. Not gotten my period since, I think this looks like a broccoli. Very simple. I was like, yeah, no, I've not gotten it since August. Kind of worried. Do you have any, like, I've gone 9 months without it before, so I'm not too fussed. So, like, do you have any advice? Like, anything I can be doing to get it? He goes, hold on. Oh, since August? And I was like, yeah. And it's in my file that I haven't gotten them since, like, I didn't get them 9 months before. Like, that's in my file. It's been written down. PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. It is just in simple terms, it is just my ovaries are fucked. No. It's very complicated to explain. It's like hormonal. Also, my ovaries are prone to little cysts. Many little cysts. So. I was like, yeah, no, haven't gotten them. And he was like, hold on a minute. What medications are you on? And I was like, I'm only on metformin. And he goes, you need to either get the coil in, which is like a IUD, which is something that they put up inside of you. Thank you for the gifted sub, lovely. Thank you, Anonymous, for the gifted sub. Which is something they put up inside you, which is painful. Or I go on the pill, which is a lot of people do that. They go on the pill for period stuff. Very common thing. I myself cannot go on the pill. Why can't you go on the pill, Guqqie? Good question. So I have breast cancer in my family, and the pill enhances cancer, like breast cancer stuff, right? Which I was told by a lot of doctors, I was told by previous gynecologists, I was told by friends, and I'm like, hey, my mother had to get lumps removed. Basically every single woman on my mother's side of her family has had to, like, either had breast cancer or gotten stuff removed, right? So it's in my genes, essentially. So I'm like, I'm not going to take something that enhances that because I don't want that, personally. I would rather not get my period and be in pain than obviously have cancer, right? And he goes, who told you that? And I was like, yo, thank you for getting the merch.
Thank you for being a positive and kind person that I can always
Yo.
return to if I needed smile.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that I can be that for you, lovely. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So I was like, you know, I can't have that. And he goes, you know, but just because it happened to your family doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you. So I was like, okay, I was sitting at my desk because I just like rolled out of bed. And I was like, okay, I was advised by other doctors not to do that. And other GPs not to do that. So I would rather not do that. And he goes, okay, then you're gonna have to get the coil. So that's just the IUD. Whatever. You get up there. Something you get up there has to get changed every 5 years, right? So I'm just having a rant. That's what's going on. If you read my tweet today, it basically explains it a lot better. But I was like, he was like, okay, you're gonna have to get that then. And so my mom has had the coil in, and she just got finished with many surgeries for the damage that it did to her. Because it fucked her so bad that she had to get so many surgeries to fix what it did to her. Thank you so much for the tier 1, Boriquin Princess. Thank you so much, lovely. My auntie got it, fell out of her. Fucked her up, she had to get rushed in the hospital because of bleeding. My mom's friend, the exact same thing happened to her. And my sister also got it, and it really fucked with her. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that, mate. I'm not gonna do that. And he goes, what? Why? And I explained to him, I was like, you know, this is blah, blah, blah. I explained it to him. And he was like, that's a 1 in a million chance. Okay, so 4 people in my life that I know of that happened to. I don't think that's a 1 in a million, mate. Right? And I was like, I would prefer not to do that. And he goes, okay. I was like, okay. And he goes, well, if it were me, I would see that the pros outweigh the cons. Okay, babes, then you shove it up your uterus that you don't have. And then he goes, what weight are you? What height are you? Right? And I was like, I told him my weight and my height. And he goes, do you have your height in exact centimeters? I gave it to him in my exact centimeters. And he goes, okay, you are like a perfect weight. You are like the ideal weight for your height. And I go, yeah. He goes, you're a healthy weight for your height. I was, okay. And he goes, yeah, but you're gonna have to lose 5 to 6 kilograms. Why? I was like, you just said I was a healthy weight, bro. And he was like, yeah, no, because weight loss, it'll help you anyway. You know? You just told me that I was the perfect weight for my height. And he was like, what do you eat? Do you eat a lot of fast food? I was like, no, I don't eat a lot of fast food. I cook a lot at home for me and my partner. And he goes, okay, what do you cook? And I told him our usual dishes that we have on rotation, which is your classic Irish and British food. The odd takeaway you get every 2 weeks, you know? And then he goes, I was like, fruit, vegetables. He goes, you have to cut out starch. And he was like, potatoes, anything that grows from the ground, stop. Don't eat it. Okay. And then he follows it up. He follows it up with fruits. They're just full of vitamins and sugars. You don't need those. Cut those out too. What do you want me to eat, bro? He goes, you'll lose that weight in no time. Don't worry about it. Bro, what? You just told me my weight was perfect for my body type. What? And you know what? This morning, I stepped on the scales, and I did think I've been a bit bloated recently because I haven't gotten my period. That's why, if you see me on stream and I look a bit more bloated, you guys might not notice it, but I've noticed it. It is because I haven't got my period. It's not because I've gained weight. It's just I've gotten puffier because of that. That's just what happens. It's a side effect. Whatever. So I thought I was going to be heavier than I was, and I wasn't. And I was like, okay, I'm usually around the same weight. I usually hold the same weight. Constantly, right? I exercise. I eat the same foods. I eat, like, good foods. And I was like, okay. And I was like, is there any other advice you can give me? Thank you so much, Haunted House, for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, lovely. We are ranting about PCOS and gynecologists. And then he follows up going, so basically every single woman in Ireland, because I'm still with my Irish healthcare system because it took 2 years to get diagnosed with PCOS. So I don't want to have to go through that whole thing again, or like something worse with the UK health system. Took long enough to get here, right? And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I was like, can I have any other advice? And he goes, no, I don't have any other advice for you. And he goes, basically every woman in Ireland is on birth control to help periods and stuff. So you could just do that. And I was like, I won't be doing that. I will not be doing that. Thank you so much for buying my merch, lovely. I was like, I will not be. No, thank you. So then I hung up the phone. And admittedly, I did sit in this chair for a bit and cried out of frustration. Because I was like, fuck, man. Is there literally nothing that can help me? And then I wrote an angry tweet. And now it's on over 20k likes. So... and a lot of people are like, dude, what the actual fuck? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Here's my opinion. And this is as someone who has had to deal with many gynecologists. I think I've gone through about 4 gynecologists. At this point. I'm gonna be so honest with you. If you don't have a uterus, you should not be a gynecologist. You should not. You should not. Because any cis man that I've dealt with... oh my god. It's all like, you gotta lose weight. I'm gonna tell you my story of when I dealt with the one good gynecologist I had who was a woman. Uterus haver, I may say. Lovely person. I remember I had a gynecologist, and how I got diagnosed with PCOS, he turned to me. I actually didn't get diagnosed at this point, but he turned to me after so many blood tests I had done. So many blood tests. He turned to me one day, and he was like, so what do you think you have? That's why I'm here. To figure out what I have. And the only reason I knew what I had was because my mom's hairdresser had had PCOS. Right? And he goes, oh yeah, probably. Proceeded not to get me a scan or continue testing me for PCOS. He was taking me on and off metformin doses, like months at a time. Like he would put me on metformin for like 2 months, then take me off for 6 months. And I think that fucked me up in the long run. I'm not gonna lie to you, like going on and off different medications so willy-nilly. But like I was like 19 and like not knowing what the fuck to do because my body wasn't working. Then one day he was like out on leave, so there was a woman who came in. I think she's from a different hospital, but she came in for like taking up some of his patients. She found my file, called me immediately, and was like, "Hey, bro, you don't know me, but I know you. You don't know me, but I know you." You know that type of beat. And I was like, "Hi." I get a call randomly, and she's asking me all these questions that I've never been asked before. Like, what's your flow like? You'd think a gynecologist would ask you what your flow is like. When I first got my period, you think the original gynecologist would have asked me this question too. A lot of questions I'd never been asked, but I'm like, why was I never asked this question? That's crazy. I answer all her questions. She's a lovely, lovely lady. Love her. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm booking you in for a scan. She goes, I'm gonna get you in for one more blood test, but this is gonna be the last one. I promise. And I was like, you know what? I trust this woman. I trust this woman with my life. I was like, okay. She booked me in for a blood test. She books me in for a scan. The exact same week. The exact same week. Right? She worked so fast. I go get my blood test. Literally 2 days later, go back up, get a scan. The woman who was doing my scan, it was the scan that I got was a ultrasound, which is what pregnant women get. Which is kind of ironic because I have PCOS, which means I have fertility problems. Probably the only time I'm going to get an ultrasound. Usually they can tell from the ultrasound if you have PCOS. It's like one of the telling signs, right? So she's looking. She's just the ultrasound lady that scans and like sends the scans off. She's like, that's all her job is. She doesn't diagnose you or anything like that. She looks at it. And she's like, yeah, babes, I'm not diagnosing you right now, but you definitely have PCOS. And I was like, oh my god, thanks, Catherine. Not her name, but we have the apps. I was telling her about my gynecology experience, and she goes, no, what the absolute fuck? And I was like, yep. And she goes, sadly, that's the reality of women's healthcare. And I was like, yep, AFAB people gotta deal with people, uterus havers, I'm gonna say. Because a lot of AFAB people who don't have uteruses don't count in that. But I'm not gonna diagnose you, but diagnosis. She's like, this is an official diagnosis, but you most definitely have it. The following, like 2 days later, I get called in from the same lady, right? I've not met this lady in person. I've not met this lady in person, like this gynecologist. And she calls me in. And I'm like, okay, hi. And I sit down and I yap to her. And she's giving me a bit of a look. And I'm like, okay. Oh my god. And she's talking through the stuff. And then she goes, I'm really sorry. And I was like, what? Like, cutting herself, like, probably, I'm really sorry. I was like, oh, you're good. And she goes, how old are you? And I was like, at the time, I was like 20. I was like, I'm 20. Because it was like a month before I turned 21. I was like, I'm 20. 20? She was like, you're 20? I was like, yeah. She goes, okay. I thought that was a typo for some reason, because usually women with PCOS, people who have PCOS get diagnosed in their like 40s. Usually. It's very rare to hear of younger cases. And I'm like, yeah, it's because people don't know what the fuck is going on in your body. And I was like, really? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, have you been told to lose weight? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, do not listen to that advice. And I was like, oh, okay. She goes, you are perfect. Like, she literally said what this guy said. She was like, you are perfect weight for your height. You are healthy. Everything in your bloods are clear. You are, like, proper, like, healthy, except for this one thing. And she goes, I am officially diagnosing you with PCOS. And I was like, oh my god. This woman literally got me diagnosed in a week. I was like, oh my god. Never spoke to her again. Never saw her again. She never followed up because she was from a different hospital. And she was like in for the week. And I was never giving her contact information. Then I was giving back the other guy. He was like, oh my god, you got diagnosed with PCOS. Congratulations. And I was like, yeah, keep me on metformin. Do not take me off it. And then he'll be like, oh yeah, let's have a call. And then send me a call thing and be like, we're going to have a call in 8 months. And I'm like, okay, put it in my calendar. Doesn't show up for the call. Absolute moocher. Today he didn't show up for the call. Someone else filled in. Absolute knob end. Filled in. Sorry for the rant. I'm just extremely pissed off. And it's such a... And today, I was filled with so much rage. I was like, I'm posting this. No one's gonna care about it. But then people did care about it. So thank you. It is frustrating having a uterus. And then being told things that are just harmful. Because imagine how much, like, okay, so this guy was like, yeah, we're gonna have a catch-up call in like 6 to 8 months. So you're gonna lose that weight in that time. Imagine if I cut out vegetables and fruit for 6 to 8 months. I'm not gonna do it. I'm sticking to my normal diet. Fuck that. Didn't know bro was a dietitian. No uterus, no say. No, that's I'm like I feel more safe with a woman gynecologist. And I know there's still some experiences that people were saying they still have experiences with women gynecologists. I feel like it's still a thing, obviously. But it's like I feel like it's less common. I don't think that I like I'm gonna obviously get a second opinion because and I'm gonna report that doctor. Cause that I was like there is going to be someone who gets him for the first time. He's going to give them that advice and then it's going to fuck them up even more. Like, that's what's going to happen. That's the most likely thing. Because also, like, when you're told something by a doctor and you have no clue what's going on in your body, you're going to listen to the doctor. You know what I mean? So, I have a video. This is, like, going to sound completely off topic, but it's not. I have a video going out this weekend, that is going to be, my Q&A video that I've been working on. I was originally going to be doing my Stardew Valley video next. I'm putting that back again. I'm pushing that back a bit. And I'm going to be doing a video talking about my PCOS journey. Because I feel like it is an important thing. I do feel like it's quite important to talk about. I'm actually going to remove these thoughts. I feel like it's really important to talk about. I'm glad that I've helped some people in my community get their diagnosis. That's all I've wanted from when I speak about PCOS. Because it fucking sucks. Because also it's not only that you don't get your period, like it's more than that. It's like a hormonal thing. Like I have more testosterone in my body than I should, for example. So I get facial hair on the side of my face and under here that I shave. And I'm very self-conscious about it. And that builds up self-confidence, like lack of self-confidence because of that, right? What else is another thing? Sorry, my brother's texting. My brother just texted me going, getting on a boat called the Ludwig. I got my brother to start watching Ludwig. Whenever there's a Mogul Mail that comes out, my brother will just text me and be like, oh my god, you see the new Mogul Mail? Love my brother, he's great. What's it called though? It's frustrating. I forgot what I was saying before now. What am I talking about? Any tips how to manage PCOS? So, a lot of... Oh, I was talking about the facial hair thing, wasn't I? So, I'll actually get to that. I'll help with the PCOS thing. Depends on what symptom you have. So, I have no clue how to bring my period on. I have no clue how to do that. Which is why I asked my thing. If anyone has any tips of, like, anything that can naturally bring on your period that isn't medication, please tell me. Or let me know. Any tips. And if it's facial hair stuff, I shave. I've started drinking peppermint tea, which has helped a lot with my symptoms. Like, it's helped ease a lot of my symptoms. So I'd recommend... spearmint tea, sorry. I have started taking a vitamin thingy that I've not taken it long enough to know if it's helping yet. Hot water bottles help with aches and pains. Hot baths. Sometimes I just need a muscle soak in a bath to... Not peppermint tea, sorry, I meant spearmint tea. They're both very different. I have to soak in baths. Ibuprofen helps me because I can't take intense painkillers because it hurt. I get sick if I take intense painkillers. Like I throw up. I think my period intensity only happens to... See, that's where my PCOS first started, like the prominence of it. I would get my period every 2 months, and then I didn't get it for 9 months, and then that's when I went to see a gynecologist being like, hey, I've not got my period, and it's been a couple months now. And then it suddenly came back, and they thought I was cured for some fucking reason. It's like... It's interesting. But anyway, it's not just the lack of period, it's also... The thing is, right? I am diagnosed with depression. I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety since I was 13, right? PCOS being a hormonal thing as well, it enhances the emotions that you feel, specifically depression and anxiety. So sometimes I'll have really bad, like, depression, and there's nothing bad that's happened, but it's like, it's really bad, and it's because PCOS is, like, enhancing those emotions, which fucking sucks, and they do not tell you that. That's a thing. Bloating is a thing when you don't get your period for a while. Like, I've just, like, I feel emotions so intensely, and it is because of the hormones. Just constant pain in like ovary uterus area. That's something like right now I have like it's very dull a lot of the time, but then sometimes it'll get really intense. I have very dull pain at the moment. Hair thinning is another thing. My hair was thinning a lot last year. I have started using shampoo and conditioner that have collagen in it and like vitamins that help thicken your hair. Dull pain can make you feel like not getting out of bed. No, exactly. Like just fatigue as well as a thing. Broccoli. Sorry. Blurring at broccoli. While we're talking about my uterus. I know there's surgery to get your ovaries removed. But there's a lot of risks involved with it. Like it can trigger, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it can trigger menopause. And I don't want to be like in my 20s going through menopause. You know what I mean? Which basically is a lot of the symptoms from PCOS. Like my mom thought she had PCOS, but she was just starting menopause. Just starting premenopause. Yo, Nick, thank you for buying my merch. Rah! I should go see a doctor. Hopefully I can specifically a male, female doctor. So, if you think you have PCOS, here are the signs that you might have PCOS. I'm going to give you a little tip. For anyone in chat who has a uterus. So, 1, if you have an irregular period. 2, if your periods are excruciatingly painful. So, I used to be bedridden. I'm bedridden when I get my period. Like, I can't get out of bed. They're really heavy. I'm in so much pain. I get pain down my legs. The amount of times I was nearly rushed to hospital when I was, like, from ages 13 to 20. I almost got rushed to hospital so many times because I would just be breaking down crying because I was in so much pain. But all I could do is scream into my pillow. Because one time I went to the hospital and they were like, oh yeah, she's just on her period. We can give her painkillers. And that's it. And it's like, bro, there is obviously something wrong with my body right now. So like, obviously when you're young getting like very heavy periods, that's a thing. Any facial hair you have, if like it's starting to grow regularly. Obviously some people get peach fuzz. I've always got peach fuzz here. So I've always just waxed that. Like I've always gotten that. But like I get really bad sideburns that go literally down to like here. I get hair under here. You might actually be able to see it. They kind of shaved it. You can kind of see it there. Bloating is another thing. They say like a lot of weight gain is a symptom. It's not really. I didn't gain a lot of weight. I just got bloated. I stayed the same weight. Just aches and stuff, and obviously lack of period. Mog shop. What's another thing that can help? I'll bring this up slightly. Another thing is like that, yeah. How they can tell if you have PCOS is a blood test and a ultrasound. So if you think you have PCOS, go to your GP and request, because you can request a blood test anytime you want, by the way. I don't know if this is a thing that people know. If you went into a GP or a doctor, you can request a blood test. You don't need to be given blood tests. You can turn around and be like, hey, I would like to check my bloods to see if there's anything up, right? Because you could be like, oh, I've been feeling a bit uneasy recently, and they might not prescribe you with a blood test. You are allowed to get a blood test whenever you want. Request a blood test. Did not know that? You can do that. You can do that. Because that's what we originally started me doing. Because originally I went to GP, and they were like, yeah, no, it's just period. And I was like, no, I want a blood test. I want a blood test, and that's it. I just request blood test. Request a scan as well. See Well, first of all, get your bloods tested, right? And if your bloods come back and they're like, yeah, everything's fine, except you seem to have a bit more testosterone in your body than normal. When you hear that, sorry, I burped. When you hear that, that's when you request a scan. Because that is the telltale sign in your blood tests that you probably have PCOS. You described me, only except the lack of period. So you can still have PCOS and still get a period. The excruciating pain, fun fact, didn't know this, is the cysts on your ovaries. So that's what that is. It's also not even lack of period, it's a regular period, so you don't get your period every like 30 days, like on a free, because like that's what I'm like. It's like, I remember I used to get shooting pains, and I still do every time I get my period. I'll get it's like I'm getting stabbed. That's exactly what it feels like in my uterus. I'll show you. Hold on, let me stand up and I'll show you. I'm wearing tracksuit bottoms, so ignore it. But so my hips are here. So I'll get stabbing pains here, like in these areas, like here. I just want to show, like, just in case people didn't know exactly where I was pointing. But I get really bad stabbing pains there, and it's like so painful. And I actually had a cyst recently when I was getting a scan. I actually had a cyst. So one side, fun fact, one side of my ovaries, all of my ovaries have have the little how they can tell on a scan is there's like little dots on your ovaries, which are the little cyst thingies that flare up randomly. Fun. Poly meaning many, cysts. Cysts are like, how do I describe a cyst? I don't know how to describe a cyst. I just know what a cyst is. You know what I mean? But on my right side, all of my ovaries have cysts. A little growth, yeah. That can inflame and be really painful, essentially. And on my left side, some of my ovaries have it. Like, a few of my ovaries have the cyst thingies. And then the rest of them are prone to big cysts. The other type of cysts that you can get in your ovaries. So I got the best of both worlds. I really do. Like a big pimple. Well, like, not pimply. Yeah. But yeah. If you think you have PCOS, I hugely recommend requesting a blood test from your GP. And what's it called? And if it comes back that you have more testosterone in your body, request a scan. Thank you, Saturn, for the tier 1. I'm obviously not the I'm not the PCOS guru. I don't know everything about PCOS. I'm still learning about this. PCOS stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. I'm still learning about this. Because the healthcare system doesn't know anything about it. So we kind of gotta learn from each other. Slay. Really. I'm not the PCOS guru, right?
Off topic, but are you coming to TwitchCon EU?
I am coming to TwitchCon EU. Yo, thank you, lovely. I'm glad we met. I am coming to TwitchCon EU though, yeah. But yeah. Sorry for ranting about PCOS the whole time, John. I keep on apologizing for that. I feel like I'm glad that's helped a lot of you, because I know a lot of people in my community have gotten PCOS, diagnosed since I've been talking about it openly, and a lot of people kind of suffer with it in silence. But I didn't know that growing up, having heavy, really painful periods wasn't normal, because I was always taught that it was normal, and my mother always thought that it was normal, but she would get so upset for me because she was like, I'm seeing me struggle, and she thought that it's just how it is. You know what I mean? But it usually means that there's cysts and stuff on your ovaries, which is fucked. You write it PCOS, right? Yeah, that's how you write it. PCOS. Yeah. It's sad. But I felt so hopeless earlier, and you guys being really nice about it, and like boosting my message and like agreeing with me with a lot of my stuff made me feel a lot better. And now I feel a lot more like I want to do more to help people with PCOS because it fucking sucks. That and do you know what? When I had that female doctor, when she diagnosed me officially, she had such a sorry tone in her, because when she was talking, she was like, yeah, at the moment we don't have anything that fixes it. It's something that you're just gonna have to live with. And being told that is like, oh, so I got all the way here and now what type thing. Bless her though, she was absolutely lovely, absolute gem. Thank you so much, Justy, for the prime. You can get braces, yo. Nice. I had braces. You're going through this. It's fine. It helps me that I'm helping other people by talking about it. And I hope you guys aren't like, God, she's complaining again. It's more so like, that's my biggest fear. When I talk about PCOS, I don't want people to be like, why is she complaining? So many people, like, don't complain about it. And I'm like, yeah, because people suffer with it in silence. People deal with it in silence. And it's like, when you're told by your doctor that the only options to help you are either medications that are most likely gonna, in the long run, give you breast cancer, or you get something shoved up inside of you that you know has been known to hurt a lot of people and be extremely painful. It's like really disheartening. Also, I feel like I'm getting better at pixel art. This is fun. I like you talking about PCOS. Any period talk is kind of taboo. That's the thing. I know period talk is usually taboo. I understand for some people that it can, it makes them feel dysphoric. Like a lot of trans people, when they talk about periods, it makes them feel like a lot of dysphoria, which is completely valid. That's completely fair. But I hate when people are like, ew, that's gross! I'm like, what the fuck? Get a grip, bro! Get a life. Don't. Wait. How long are you live for? Probably about 10 more minutes. I was expecting to get 2 things done today, but I've been kind of taking my time with this. Why is this not letting me clipping mask? There we go. It's weird. I don't even have ovaries, but this chat makes me feel like I'm having a sleepover chat. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's it. Like, we're just chatting. I'm chatting about my gynecologist, my gynecologist and how much of a shithead he is. You know, but a lot of people were very sympathetic towards my post, which really helped me. Because I wasn't really expecting it. Usually I post and I feel like my posts go to the void a bit, which I find comfort in. I'm like, you know, go ahead. Goes into the void. It's more of like a rant vent post, really. But then a lot of people found a lot of comfort in it and like kind of were like, yeah, no, this is exactly what it's like to have PCOS. Which is sad that it's such a universal thing. It's sad that it's such a common thing that people have had to deal with. Also, I didn't say this, he also mansplained a period to me. As if I haven't been getting them for 11 years. Or lack thereof getting them, but... Like, he explained what a period was to me. Without me asking. And I was like... And when he finished, because it was like a minute rant. It was a minute explanation, like a minute, 2-minute explanation. I was like, You know, I learned that when I was 11. And he was like, oh. Anyways. And then he also kept on calling me... Okay, so I understand in the medical setting, like, I will be referred to as a female. I completely, like, align with my assigned sex at birth. Completely. When other doctors have called me female, I've not batted an eye. Not really cared. But this one was so condescending to me, and he'd be like, well, as a female, you have to get a period. That's what it felt like, and I was like... And he goes, and it's my job to teach you how to do that. And I was like... So was he rude? He was extremely rude. Because I would deny the... I would give him my, like, information about, like, oh yeah, here's my family history that's in my file that you've clearly not read, bro. And he, like, kind of, like, brushed a lot of it off. And, like, very much made me feel very invalidated for being like, hey, I don't want to go on something that I know, like, my genes are... It's fucked up, babes. A lot of people can... I'm gonna give you this advice. If you have PCOS or any endometriosis, I don't know what the pill... I know the pill is prescribed for a lot of things. Like, to do with uterus health. If you have been prescribed the pill, I'm telling you, look into your family, like, health history. Because if there is, like, a very strong gene of breast cancer, it's up to you if you want to take that risk, but that is a risk that a lot of doctors don't tell you. Sadly. Because, I'm gonna be so honest, they don't care. They're like, oh, someone come in with a uterus and ask me how to fix. I'll give them the pill, take my paycheck, and go. And it's like... man... Yo, thank you for the raid, Connor. Welcome, welcome, raiders. Sis mentioned not going to a medical practice regarding uteruses. I agree, unless they are actually there and have good information. Like, unless they're like, it's like, I know there is a few good male ones. Like, I've heard good stories about some male gynecologists. I've not experienced it. I feel like they're more 1 in a million than the IUD, the coil not fucking me up. I feel like that's less of a chance. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's less of a chance to find a good male, cis man who is a gynecologist than it is to not fuck me up with the coil. And also, I had a lot of people when I brought up, because I brought up the coil thing in my post, a lot of people were like, do not get the coil in. They were like, especially if you know people in your family who have had difficulties with the coil, do not do it. And I was like, okay, thank you. Wasn't planning on it, but thank you. But yeah. Period talk with Guqqie. This happens at least once a month, chat, when someone pisses me off. I feel like it's quite a common occurrence. I'm sorry for any raiders who have just stumbled in and been like, what the fuck is going on? We are having a bit of a rant because I did have a bad day with a male doctor. What's the coil? So it's like called the Menura coil? I don't know the first one. It's the coil. It's basically a copper device. Let's do it. This is gonna sound crazy for anyone who doesn't know what this is. Hold on, let me go full screen and I'm gonna give you guys a diagram. We're gonna go into a diagram. So if you do not know what the coil is, my first thought when I ever heard the coil when I was younger, I thought it was something like this. It is something that is this shape. It's like, I believe it's like this shape, right? And it is usually like, it's like that, and then so, okay, this is what shape it is. This is the general shape. right? And it's copper, right? And basically what they do is while you're wide awake, this is a bit TMI, they shove it up there. With a device. While you're awake. Do you know who explains this really well? If you guys have ever seen the Illumation video where she talks about abortion, she talks about how she got one of these. They shove it right in there. And how they're like, hey, right before you come in, just take some paracetamol. It's an IUD. It is an IUD, yeah. They shove it up there. While you're conscious, while you're sober. And they keep it up there for 5 years. And then they take it out and put up a new one. So, I've known women that it's fallen out of. I've known women that it's caused seizures for upon insertion. Where they had to immediately take it out because there was a seizure that happened. That person did not have previous seizures ever in their life. I've heard, this is my mother's experience, it fucked her up so badly inside that she had to go through 4 surgeries to fix the damage that was done. So personally, I don't want that, really. It's already fucked up enough in there from all the PCOS shit. So, personally, that's a no-no for me. That's a no. So, when I was on call earlier and this doctor was like, yeah, no, these are your only options. It's terrifying to think of. Yeah, and so many women have to do it because there's no other options. There's no other options. Because AFAB healthcare is so uncared about that they're like, you know what? We're not gonna look for any other solutions. We're just gonna shove this up you. It's the only thing that keeps my endometriosis exactly at bay. Exactly. So, but the thing is, right, Melody, I'm gonna say this to you. Were you offered any other thing? Like, other than the pill as well, which is something that causes breast cancer for women who have that in their family? Nope, exactly. It isn't, nothing else is offered except for losing a lot of weight. Because apparently, even though you're at a healthy body weight for your height, lose weight and it'll help. And then to top it all off, it's a cis man telling me this that does not have a uterus. So. It's like, well. It's like, well, shit, man. I don't know what the fuck. And that's the only solution, apparently. Yep. Lose weight. I could not eye roll harder. No, when he said that to me earlier, I was sitting here and I was like, uh-huh. And I just let him talk. And I was like, yeah. Thankfully, my vent post earlier on, a lot of people found it and gave me a lot of really good tips. So thank you for everyone who was so... Jesus. Thank you to everyone who was so kind about my post earlier and like gave advice and shared your own personal stories as well. Like that is so like appreciated. Like I extremely appreciate people sharing their stories as well because it helps you not feel alone. Because sometimes you feel crazy. Because of like being told this shit and then being like, wait, this isn't right. This isn't like a thing that should be a thing. And then it's like other women and other people who have uteruses in your life like have also been told the same thing. And you know what? They don't teach it in school. PCOS isn't talked about enough. Guys, you want to know how many people with uteruses statistically have PCOS? You want to know? Give me a guess. Like, one in how many people? How many people do you think? Because it's crazy how common it is. It's not 1 in a million, babes. It's not. It is 1 in 5 people with uteruses that have PCOS. And that's the people who are diagnosed. Obviously people who don't know what the fuck PCOS is. And they're not diagnosed. 1 in 5. And I remember being told that statistic, and I was like, yeah. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's actually crazy. How is that? That is so dark on here, but then it's so light on here. I love colors. Colors are cool. Sorry, changing the topic. But yeah, it's insane. It's actually insane. How common it is, and apparently my gynecologist didn't know that even though the two things that you know, the biggest telltale thing in your blood tests is the testosterone being high. PCOS stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. I'm gonna do a keep PCOS so far from me a beg. Guys, you want to know how PCOS happens? The doctors don't know. They don't know if it's genetic. They don't know if something causes it. They don't know. They just don't know. Because I asked my doctor, I was like, so, like, what do you think has caused it? Like, what's the, like, biggest reason? Like, is it genetic? Should my sister get checked for it? And they were like, don't know. Like, it's not a known thing. We should have a PCOS command. I actually agree. We might do a PCOS command. I am going to make a YouTube video talking about PCOS. Purely because, like, I speak about it so much on stream, and I feel like I want to bring so much awareness to this because it's such an important thing to me. Like the actual negligence of AFAB people's health. Also, anyone who doesn't know, AFAB is assigned feminine at birth, which is just, I don't even think that anyone with a uterus, I'm gonna say, because there's obviously people who are AFAB that don't have uteruses anymore, who've like transitioned, for example, any trans men who don't have uteruses. But there's also trans men that do have uteruses, so it's kind of, I'm trying to find like a proper umbrella term. Would uterus havers be good? Anyone with a uterus? I feel like AFAB doesn't. Got a blood test and also have pre-diabetes. Fun fact about PCOS. It can also lead to diabetes. You're more prone to diabetes. Which is crazy. I think that would be my last straw if I was also diagnosed with diabetes. I think I would be like, no, that's it. I'm done. Really. I'd be like, that's it. Oh, I'm gone. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. That's it. How do they correlate? There is a correlation. I forget. It's insulin. Insulin, you don't form enough insulin in your body. If you have PCOS, I think as well is another thing. That's it. I'm throwing it out. I'm just thinking. I'm proud of uterus haver. I'm not. I want it out. I want it gone. I do. I don't have a need for it. I'm not gonna have kids. Also, if you have PCOS, it's also it's like a, what's it called? Your fertility rate is a lot lower. Like, you're less likely to be able to bear your own children, which I don't have an issue with. I never wanted kids, so I'm not too fussed. Like, I never wanted to bear my own children. So, I'm scared now because these symptoms are hitting a bit close to home. I'm gonna be so honest with you. If you think that you may have PCOS or okay. I'm just gonna say this to you now. Go get a blood test. You are able to get a blood test. I know blood tests are scary. You're able to request a blood test anytime you want. I'm gonna go full screen and send this to myself, by the way. I'll put this as tier 3. Because it's basically done. Like, you are going, like, I think you should go check yourself out. It's always healthy. Another thing people are more prone to with PCOS is, I think, ovarian cancer is a thing. So that's another thing you want to be looking out for. Obviously, you hear the word cancer and it's scary. It is treatable. Like, a lot of cancers nowadays are treatable. You hear the big C, and it's really scary. I completely get that. That is completely fair. I've had family members that have gotten through cancer. And it is treatable now. There's a lot more treatments. It's hard. Obviously, it's a fucking terrible disease. But hearing that word isn't going to be the end of the world for you, so it is safe if you have gotten that. You just need to you need to just make sure you know what's going on there. You know what I mean? It's good to know. And you know what? If it just turns out that you don't have anything, humanity is scary. I agree. I'm going to send this to my drive. I got a blood test and it came out well. I got sharp pains, so then you probably just are prone to cysts, not polycystic ovaries, because that's also a thing. Because I also have some ovaries that don't have the little cyst things on them, but they are prone to cysts. Because when I got the scan, there was a big cyst on it, and she was like, "Oh, that's gonna pop soon. That's gonna be very painful." I was like, "Oh, thanks, babes. Appreciate it." So you could just be prone to cysts. That's another thing. That is, I don't think there's anything you can do about that. You're just gonna get cysts. And it's just something you have to deal with, which is crazy. There's so much more about anatomy than I was ever taught. Yeah, they don't teach this in biology. Also, I'm just letting you know, guys, I'm not a certified doctor, so any advice I give you is obviously in passing. But it's never gonna hurt you to get a blood test checked. It could come back, it just will come back clear. Like, you are completely, like, able to get a blood test done, and it will not, like, it's always good. You should always get blood tests once a year. That's what I believe. Purely because, I think it's because I've gone 10 minutes over my thing. I gotta end up in a few minutes, but it's fine. A cyst ruptured recently in Lord. Oh my god, when a cyst ruptures, you feel like you're gonna die. You do. It actually is so painful. I thought I had a cyst rupture one time, and I was in so much pain. I went to the emergency room, and they was like, "Yeah, no, cyst just ruptured. You're fine." I was like, "I'm fine." Do I look fine? My tummy just rumbled. Guys, I'm gonna go eat some fruits and vegetables. I'm gonna go eat some fruits and vegetables. And get all the vitamins and sugars that I don't need. Hold on, I'm gonna set this as the tier 3 alert real quick. Not alert, sorry, the tier 3 stream. Where is it? Is it viewer rewards? No. Thanks for listening to me ramble, guys. I appreciate it. I hope that I can at least help some people be like, hey, this may be me. Do I have to resize this as well? I gotta resize the broccoli. Go to resize. Hold on, where are you guys all going? Guys, I've not ended yet. Chill. Chill. Didn't even learn so much from this stream. I'm glad. I'm glad I can help teach things. I think it's also because I have such first-hand experience with it, so I'm a lot better spoken with it. You guys now all have tier sub, so 3-month subs will now be broccoli. So. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna send you guys off. Thanks for coming to hang today. I really appreciate you guys. Genuinely, you do not know how much it means to me that people are willing to listen. Especially about AFAB people's health. It is a very important topic. So, yeah. We're gonna raid into Hannah. Because Hannah's doing a subathon right now. Yo! Lape Q? I'm so sorry I said that wrong. But thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Oh my god. So much lovely. I hope you're having a lovely day. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm gonna end up making a proper video in the next month to do a PCOS. So I'm gonna compile together a lot of resources for you guys and things that can help you. And just general uterus health and ovary health that can help people. Because that's what I want to do. I want to help people. Because if the healthcare system is gonna help us, then what better than me? Some Irish content creator. I've been wronged by too many gynecologists. I will be your gynecologist. Shut. That's a joke. I can't. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified. So, but yeah. Take care of yourselves. Biggest tips for you: spearmint tea helps. What's it called? Hot water bottles, hot baths. And be kind to yourself because it is a very complicated thing. PCOS is, and anything to do with your anything hormonal is very complicated. I'm gonna let you go because the raid is going through. But be kind to yourself. Bye-bye. Bye, VOD viewers. Thank you for listening if you got this far.